Let's say there's a real hacker on the computer. So on the top, you'll see the hacker's computer, and on the bottom, a Linux server. So we see here on the top, he starts a listener waiting for a connection. And let's say this administrator runs scripts. For example, install.sh, a simple Linux script. It might think it's an installer and it's safe. And watch what happens. Here we are on the hacker's computer. You'll see here Dream Mastiff. If I press enter, they are immediately inside the Linux server. So from here, they could get information. So they are inside the Linux server now. You'll see here at Linux server, they just hacked their server. But they are still a regular user, right? They are a user at Ubuntu. They cannot enter, for example, root, permission denied. But from here, they might do privilege escalation. They might try to become administrator, to become root. And this could be as simple as typing the command sudo su if there is no administrator password set. And you'll see, in this case, it doesn't become root, but it depends on the setup. Now, let's say we want to detect this, to detect these commands. Can we find what has happened? So if we close this, let's say we want to catch any hackers that break into our Linux server. Some methods you could try is capturing network traffic, so any traffic that comes and leaves the network server, and also logging systems. So let's take a look at capturing network traffic. You can do that with the command tcpdump on your server. So with the command tcpdump, you'll be able to capture network, but to do so, we need to specify the network device. So first we'll get the network device name. You can do that with the command ipas, and you'll see on the first one, loopback, that you can totally ignore that. So with the command ipas, we get the network device, and the name is the second one. So we type that in the command, sudo tcpda -i, then the name of the network device, and you'll see now it's listening for network traffic. So let's say life goes on, and the hacker is here starting a listener. The system administrator at some point makes some mistakes. It runs some malicious scripts. So let's say they run this install.sh, and the hacker is now inside this computer below. You'll see here Linux server, and it changed from this regular name of the hacker's computer into the Linux server. Now, can we find actually anything? So let's say the user is running some commands. For example, they try to become root or other commands. Can we find or detect any of this? So let's take a look. We captured here the network traffic. So to pause or to end the capturing, we press Ctrl+C, and you'll see a lot of packages have been captured. So to make this screen bigger, we now have this file, capture.pcap, and we'll start to read that. So we can read. So after capturing network traffic with tcpdump, we can then open it in a tool called WireShark. So this is WireShark, the network analyzer. We can open the capture file, and it will look something like this. So we can browse around, and you'll see different colors data. So you see a lot of things happen, any network traffic that happened on the server, where you see where it came from, what destination, and what protocol. You can see some additional information like which connections were there and which ports were used. If you go to statistics, and then in statistics, you can click on conversations. And in here, you see which conversations happened. So we click, you'll see here different levels. So TCP protocol, and there's also UDP here, and you'll see some others here, IP version 4, IP version 6, and Ethernet. So in this case, we're interested in TCP network traffic. You'll see the source of the traffic, the destination, and also the ports. So you see here 22, that's typically the SSH connections, so road shell. And we also see some non-standard ports here. So 4444 and another port here. So let's filter on this 4444. So we go here and apply the filter. tcp.force is 4444. And once we apply this filter, we should be able to see only that traffic. And if we scroll down here, we can also filter here on TCP. So only TCP, and but this is all of the traffic. So we want to filter on 4444.
So we can say TCP, the port, double equality sign, and then our port number. So now we see all the traffic for that specific port. And if we go here and scroll down this list, you'll see actually we can see the commands that are being run. You'll see here Ubuntu at Linux server, and you see the who am I command here. Again, who am I? And then we see here again Ubuntu. We see again this bash. We see here the user tried to type sudo bash. Now this can be a bit tedious to read. So what you can do is right click, follow TCP stream. And then you can see it's straight. You see here Ubuntu at Linux server, and then some commands were run, the who am I and sudo bash. Now, of course, this depends on what the hacker is running. So this is one of the ways in which you might detect a hacker, which is simply doing network analysis. But you can also investigate in other ways, like finding Linux logs and analyzing those logs, or using a tool called auditd.